Tonight on ABC 57 News at 6, some rain is making its way through Michiana.
But all of the severe thunderstorm warnings have since expired. Chief.
Yep, looks like the severe weather's moving out. There's still very heavy rain and some lightning across mainly our southern counties right now. We'll have the very latest track with ABC 57 First Warning Doppler radar coming up.
And a South Bend corrections officer is in trouble with the law. What police say they found inside of his home, the charges just filed, and what we learned from neighbors.
Plus, traffic nightmare. 2 big crashes shut down both the toll road and I-94 heading towards Chicago. We are live with what happened and the conditions drivers are facing right now. Plus,
we need to score more points.
Here come the Irish. Coach Kelly holds his first news conference of the 2013 football season. We'll take you there.
Covering South Bend, Elkhart, and all of Michiana, this is ABC 57 News at 6.
all right, friends, here we go. Right now, parts of Michiana are getting hit hard by storms. Here's a live look at our ABC 57 First Warning Doppler radar. What you need to know if you're headed outside tonight. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Dorman.
And I'm Kim Chappell. Let's get right over to ABC 57's Chief Meteorologist, Jamie Martin. He is tracking those storms for us in the First Warning Neighborhood Weather Center. Jamie.
Hey, guys. Yeah, we're definitely watching some storms passing through the area right now on ABC 57 First Warning Doppler radar. Some of these showers contain some pretty heavy rain at times. Also, some of that dangerous lightning across the area. Good. No warnings in effect right now. Those were earlier in southern parts of Kosciuszko County, but we are still tracking some heavy rain. Even the southern parts of Cass County, a little pocket of rain there. But the heaviest stuff by far stretches just to the south of the metro area between 6 and 30. That's basically where the heaviest stuff is, over towards Plymouth, right on through Bourbon, and then all the way to between Syracuse and North Webster. So Warsaw, you're going to be seeing some of this. Heart of the storm right now is going to be moving its way off to the east, so it'd be eventually tapering off in Plymouth. Right now, it's beginning to lighten up just a bit. Bourbon, you're going to see the same thing. It's going to go from very heavy rain to some light rain, and then eventually breaking up the clouds just a bit. Same situation, Etna Green, right about 6:20. Things will begin to lighten up as you continue your way through the 6 o'clock hour. But again, we've still got more showers out there across the area. They're going to be with us through the evening hours, but beginning to break things up, even some sunshine out towards St. Joe and Berrien County right now. So St. Joe, 75 degrees, partly sunny skies there compared to those clouds and showers in our southern counties. So that line's going to continue to push through. Your hour-by-hour forecast going to keep best chance of showers and storms across our southern counties here through 7, 8, even up until about 9 o'clock this evening. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, temperatures slowly dropping through the 70s, 73 degrees by 9 p.m., by 10 p.m. down to 70. So we'll continue to track these showers and thunderstorms and show you what it means for your weekend forecast with your 10-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Guys.
Tonight, a South Bend neighborhood is in shock. Police say an Indiana corrections officer was growing and dealing marijuana inside his Fox Street home.
You just never know what's going on with your neighbors.
And late this afternoon, the St. Joseph County prosecutor charged 26-year-old Kenneth Bell with 3 felonies. ABC 57's Amanda Sorrentino is live at the state's Community Re-Entry Correctional Facility on Old Cleveland Road. And Amanda, you've been working on this story all day, digging up details on this guy. What do we know at this point?
Kenneth Bell works as a corrections officer at the South Bend Community Re-Entry Facility right behind me. But it was Bell's home that investigators raided yesterday, and where they say they found 12 pot plants. Fox Street is a quiet South Bend neighborhood. People here say it's close-knit. But the Bells who live at 1830 Fox were a bit reserved, say neighbors.
We think when you move in, you're moving into a nice neighborhood, a decent neighborhood where things, you just never know what's going on with your neighbors.
State police say they served a warrant here yesterday and pulled out 12 pot plants and 1/3 of a pound of processed weed.
It is kind of a surprise, but that has been a house that does tend to keep to themselves as far as not being part of that feeling of community so much.
Even more surprising, the marijuana was growing inside the home of an officer of the Indiana Department of Corrections, employed at the South Bend Community Re-Entry Facility.
Yeah, anytime you have staff that are suspected of doing something wrong in terms of the law, yeah, you would, in this line of business, you'd be totally surprised.
The investigation into Bell started this past November. State police say they have confiscated the weed from his home, but the question of Bell's job is still up in the air.
But we do have information. There are charges could be filed, may be filed. And once we get that information, then I'll refer that to our Human Resource Department in Indianapolis, and they'll tell me what we need to do in response to that. But this is all very preliminary.
In fact, there were charges filed today against Kenneth Bell. He faces felony counts of maintaining a common nuisance, possessing pot, and dealing pot. We'll have more on this story as it develops further. Live in South Bend, Amanda Starantino, ABC 57 News.
Oh, it's not the best day to head to Chicago. Drivers faced long delays. Crashes on two main highways, I-94 and the Indiana Toll Road, had traffic at a standstill for hours. Perhaps you know someone affected or yourself. ABC 57's Jason Aubrey live along the Toll Road 4 side just west of South Bend, where one of those accidents happened. And Jason, I can see their traffic is moving again.
That's right, Brian. As you can see, things are back to normal out there. The westbound lanes were reopened this afternoon just about 3:30. It only took crews about another hour after that to finish cleaning up the rollover accident that caused the congestion. Police say the driver of the tri-trailer that rolled just west of South Bend lost control. The truck was hauling packages for UPS, likely out of Toledo, according to a UPS employee I talked to at the scene. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt in the accident, though I also talked to a driver nearest to the accident who described a close call.
It was raining very hard, and he was doing like a fish, this way, that way, and finally the whole side went down. And at that time I was about ready to pass him, but then my wife says, you better slow down. And I slowed down, and he just flopped down, and luckily I stopped on the shoulder.
According to the UPS person I talked with at the scene, most of the packages will arrive on time, although some may be delayed by about at most 1 day. Now, the police, the Indiana State Police tell me that the driver of the truck will likely be cited for driving too fast for conditions. It was raining at the time. Reporting live from the toll road, Jason Aubrey, ABC 57 News.
And that wasn't the only traffic headache today. Indiana State Police say a three-car accident on I-94 just west of Michigan City shut down the entire freeway for a couple of hours and backed it up for miles. Some drivers even got out of their cars to stretch their legs. Once the highway reopened, police say traffic was still bottlenecked for a while due to nearby construction project. Well, a South Bend man will spend the rest of his life in prison. Today, a judge sentenced 48-year-old Walter Nearly to 115 years. He pleaded guilty to the December 2012 murder of Sandra Price. Police say Neely broke into her North Michigan home 2 days after Christmas and stabbed Price, her husband, and 3 family members, including 2 kids. Police say he and 4 others were trying to rob the place. Their cases are still pending. Investigators say that they've hit a roadblock in the murder of a Michigan medical student. Their one major lead, a man caught on camera near the murder scene, turned up empty. Last week, as we reported, police found 25-year-old Paul DeWolf dead in the basement of a frat house where he'd lived there for 3 years. The case has Michigan students on edge.
It is definitely unnerving. Just been hassling all the roommates, making sure the doors are locked at all times.
I see a lot more, public safety and Ann Arbor police around here, so I think they're definitely patrolling the area.
Now, officers say that DeWolf died from a single gunshot. They found no weapon or signs of a struggle, and nothing was stolen. Firefighters had to make a rope rescue at the Indiana State House. The Indianapolis Fire Department says a construction worker was working on some pipes between the first and second floors when a hammer fell on his face. The tactical rope team had to help him down. Medics took the worker to the hospital. He is expected to be okay. Indiana state lawmakers now say they plan to review the state's grading system in wake of the Tony Bennett scandal. AP found emails that show that the former school's chief changed the grading formula for a donor's charter school. The new state school superintendent also wants an internal review. Bennett says that he did nothing wrong. We told you that he resigned as Florida's education chief yesterday. And also new tonight, Bennett's wife, Tina, is now under the microscope as well. While her husband was head of education, she worked for a for-profit company hired to oversee 3 Indianapolis schools. Well, the Great Lakes Grand Prix is expected to draw in crowds of 90,000 to Michigan City this weekend, and that may cause problems for emergency responders. The boat race is at Washington Park, an area only accessible by bridge. So we wanted to know, what plan is there in place in case there was a medical emergency and that drawbridge is up? Well, that's where we find ABC 57's Daryl Bajoris live for us tonight on Franklin Street. And Daryl, what did you find out for us tonight in your investigation?
Well, Brian, the bridge behind me is operated by the LaPorte County Highway Department. They tell me should an emergency emergency take place, they have a plan in place, but looking at it, it mostly relies on the cooperation of other people. Talked with the bridge controller today, who says she says if a medical vehicle passes through with the sirens on, the bridge won't open up until they cross back over. But that's if and only if those sirens are heard and seen along with minimal traffic. Now, to help alleviate some of the potential danger, race organizers are encouraging folks to use a free shuttle at Marquette Mall or the Lighthouse Premium Outlets.
We encourage everybody, even if the park is full, not full at the time, to utilize that off-site parking and shuttle service because it decreases the congestion here in the park.
Now, the big race is on Sunday. Organizers say get here early to avoid any traffic delays. Reporting live in Michigan City, Daryl Bajoris, ABC 57 News.
Well, the South Bend Riverfront looks more like a day at the beach. The 6th annual On the River Festival kicked off today. And check it out. Organizers brought in 2,000 tons of sand. There's also tents, tiki huts, even palm trees. It's one of the largest fundraisers of the year for the Center for the Homeless.
We change the landscape. We make it into something beautiful for only just a couple days, but it literally changes the landscape of South Bend, and then all of the funds support the Center for the Homeless to help break the cycle of homelessness.
And the Beach Bash kicks off tonight with Teen Night. Tomorrow is Family Day. Then tomorrow night, it's only for people 21 and older.
Well, are you ready for some football? Notre Dame football season officially kicked off today with a news conference by Coach Brian Kelly.
ABC 57's Emily Evans was there. She joins us live tonight from Notre Dame Stadium. Emily, how successful does Coach think the team is going to be this year?
Well, Kim, it's been 207 days since the Irish suffered a heartbreaking loss to Alabama in the national championship. And Coach Kelly made it clear today that that game is history, and he and his players are focused on the present. Senior Tommy Rees will be leading the Irish as the starting quarterback at the season opener at home against Temple. Kelly says choosing him to fill Everett Golson's shoes was a no-brainer. Rees is well respected by teammates, experienced, and knows the offense well. Kelly also expects to return with a strong defense this season. He's looking to focus on special teams before the season begins. Coach Kelly says he found this year's running back talent while going over clips of big plays from last season.
When we put it on, we saw George Atkinson quite a bit. So we know we've got a big play guy in George. He's got things that he's got to continue to work on, ball security, low pads, all the things that everybody in this room knows about. But Cam McDaniel, showed us that he can be a very good back for us as well.
We'll be speaking with some of this year's key players on Sunday, so be sure to tune into ABC 57 News to hear their reaction on the upcoming season. Reporting live at Notre Dame, Emily Evans, ABC 57 News.
Well, if you want to go to the Notre Dame home opener on August 31st, you need to get your tickets and do it now. The Notre Dame box office has limited tickets available. You can order online, by phone, or go to the ticket office at the Joyce Center right there on campus. Our top story tonight, the weather.
Yes, right now some heavy rain is moving through parts of Michiana, and our chief meteorologist, Jamie Martin, is tracking it all. Jamie.
Hey guys, yeah, still some pockets of heavy rain out there. A lot of it in our southern counties, but even our northern counties still getting some rain here right along 12. Southeastern parts of Cass County heading in towards St. Joseph County. That's going to be shifting its way gradually off towards the east. White Pigeon and Constantine, you're going to be picking up this rain. 621 for Constantine, 622 for White Pigeon. More tracking coming up.
And a fight ends in gunfire outside of an Indiana nightclub. 4 people are taken to the hospital. Tonight, witnesses describe that chaos.
Plus, 15 years ago, a Michigan teenager disappeared. Now police say they have her killer. Why they didn't have to look very far.
And it is day 1 of the state fair. We will take you down to Indianapolis.
Live coverage like no other. ABC 57 News and Live You go live anywhere, anytime.